What's going on, YouTube fam? It's your boy Tony 2 times, and we back with another episode of Hood Tales, man. Before I start, be sure to tap that like button. It's free. It helps get the video out there. Definitely watch this video to the end to hear the full story and all the details in the case. For my day one fam, y'all already know it's all love. Thanks for tuning back into another episode. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. Definitely hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video. Oh yeah, feel free to share the channel with your peoples. Everybody is welcome. With that being said, let's get right into the story. As we navigate this crazy thing we call life, what I've learned is everybody views the world differently. You can't compare your reality to no one else's because experiences, circumstances, and other factors play a major part on how all of us view people and our environment. For example, if you are a teenager fresh out of high school, your views on the world might be optimistic. Young, fresh out here, you have a lot to look forward to. Your whole life ahead of you. That's reason enough to smile and be happy. But a middle-aged man might not view the world like that because his reality is a lot different. He might wake up stressed out every day about work, making sure he takes care of his family. He might focus on things the teen doesn't even care about, like crime in the community, and making sure his kids are safe. His smile might still be there, but it could be just to cover up a frown and how he really feels about life. We all know, no matter what city or state you live in, it's definitely some dangerous times out here right now. People are on edge, crime rates are through the roof, and trust is at an all-time low. But you still have some people that's just trying to live a normal life and navigate through it all. But when two different realities clash, things can take a crazy turn. And on this episode of Hood Tales, we'll be taking it to Atlanta, Georgia, to discuss the case of a knock on the wrong door that turned into a fatal encounter. Back in 2019, 19-year-old Amarian Banks was a young man just starting out in life in the A. Described as outgoing, loving, full of life, the young man was excited about his future. Coming from a decent upbringing with a lot of family support, he was taught to work hard for what he wanted and to treat people how you would want to be treated. He worked at McDonald's to make some money and to take care of himself. He was about to go back to school to further his education as he was interested in doing music. Even though young, Amarian was in a serious relationship. Him and his girlfriend were planning for the future. They even had an apartment together on Fairburn Road in Southwest Atlanta. Like many cities in the US, Atlanta has its fair share of high crime areas, and that was one of them. But the young couple were just starting out and wasn't concerned about all that. They had just moved in, and it seemed everything was lining up for the young man and his future was looking bright. But on March 29th, 2019, things would change. Amarian spent the day with his mother, who he was very close to. As it got later on into the night, he decided to call his girlfriend and catch a lift back home. It was kind of late, after midnight. Once he got dropped off, he walked up towards a building he thought was his. Not too familiar with the area, as they had just moved in, he called her and told his girlfriend to open up the door. But when she did, she didn't see the young man outside. He had made a mistake and knocked on the wrong door at another building in the complex. The man who lived there was at the time 32-year-old Daryl Barnes. Daryl walked outside to the balcony. As Amarian peeped, it was the wrong door. He stated, "I'm sorry, bro, I didn't realize. I thought this was my apartment." But Daryl, armed with a gun, told him from the balcony, "No, YN, you got the right house." Amarian, seeing the man's aggression, kept telling him, "Nah, bro, I'm sorry. Please just chill and let me go." As he was walking away, but then multiple shots went off, and Daryl called the Atlanta police. Amarian's girlfriend, who was waiting for him and on the phone, heard the shots and him pleading for his life. She ran around to the other building to see the young man lying on the ground, suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. By the time police arrived, unfortunately, the young man had already passed away from his injuries. The scene was confusing for police, with Daryl claiming self-defense, stating he was just protecting his family and house. People who heard Amarian from their apartments, though, stated they heard the young man saying, "My fault," and he kept apologizing, with fear in his voice. One person stated they saw him walking away, and being that Daryl wasn't in no immediate danger and shot from the balcony, he was taken into custody and charged with first-degree hit. His family told the news he wasn't a violent man, but a father of 5 kids who knew it was gangs in the area targeting homes. His truck had even been stolen that same week. But Amarian's family was devastated and couldn't believe he was gunned down over a simple mistake. His mother spoke out, stating Daryl was just out for blood, and he could have simply just let her son keep walking and went back in the house. The young man's girlfriend also spoke out on what she heard that night and the fear in his voice before the shots went off. A vigil was held for the young man, with family and friends full of hurt and tears. At Daryl's first court date, his attorney told the judge the man was acting out of self-defense, that he wasn't looking for any trouble, and that he was in fear because of all the crime happening in the neighborhood. But as Amarian's family listened, they felt it was a cold-blooded hit. As the case made its way to trial, it was mixed emotions, with some people understanding Daryl's point of view, as he had already been targeted for his truck not long before, and him hearing about break-ins in the complex. But as the jury heard that the young man actually lived in one of the apartments, that he even apologized, and that Daryl shot from the balcony and claimed the young man had a gun, which was never found. He claimed his girlfriend took it before police got to the scene. The jury saw the 2 apartment buildings in video and how similar they looked, especially for somebody not familiar with the area. In the end, Daryl's self-defense claim wouldn't hold up, and the jury found him guilty of felony murder, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, criminal damage of property as one of the shots went into another apartment building, and possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony. And he was sentenced to life in prison plus 15 years. Rest in peace to Amarian. I send my prayers and condolences to his family. Like we was talking about earlier, a lot of different realities going on out here. With Daryl, I definitely understand it's certain things as a man you should do. Protecting your home and family is one of them. But he let his truck being stolen and the news about the gangs in the area and crime play out in his mind. And he was waiting for the opportunity to stand his ground and show he wasn't the one. Even telling the young man, "No, you got the right house," sarcastically, even when he was walking off. In Amarian's reality, he was just a young man out here trying to do right and get started in life. He was going home. He didn't know nothing about the gangs in the area or that Daryl's car had been stolen. In his mind, he had just made a mistake. But unfortunately, he ran across somebody that was on edge. But I want to know y'all thoughts on the situation. Let me know how y'all feel about it in the comments. And remember, we got to succeed, not to fail, so we won't be just another hood tale. Yeah, man, crazy story. Rest in peace, that young man. I definitely send my prayers to his family. But I ain't gonna talk too much more about this one. Y'all leave it in the comments. Definitely tap that like button if you feeling the content. I appreciate you if you made it to the end. This is another episode of Hood Tales. Y'all already know it's all love, fam. It's your boy Tony 2 times. I'm out.